Not always.
Like when you just look around?
Not always.
On average.
Just most of them. Most of them are stronger than
Let me ask you a question. If we were to, are you familiar with like Olympics, right? You know how there's weightlifting competitions in the Olympics? These are the most exceptional athletes of both men and women. If we were to show you that in not just weightlifting, but also in like lots of other sports, in swimming, in racing.
I have a perfect example. The U.S., and I'm saying this with all due respect, the U.S. national women's soccer team played a group of high school boys in soccer.
Got scorched. They
got smoked by the high school boys. These are the best female soccer players in America. They got smoked by a group of high school boys.
Okay, cool.
I'm not saying this to like shit on women or anything like that. It's just like it displays the difference between the sexes. It was just
I guess we can't. There's no actual place to go in an argument if descriptive reality is rejected. So if the descriptive reality of that everybody on planet Earth's going to agree with is, generally speaking, not in a monolith, there's going to be exceptions to this rule, men are stronger than women. That's indisputable descriptive reality. So if that's rejected, I don't even know where you go with an argument. It's like a failed premise right away.
So I think it would, to have a more thorough argument whenever it comes to this stuff, you'd have to look at the actual biological factors that go into this. So like you were going
like
for
larger
muscle,
like let's say larger skeleton, for instance, more ability to create muscle mass, higher testosterone, all the things that lead to increased strength, like all of those things which men have on average that are much larger than women, larger bone structure, the higher testosterone especially. Do you think that men produce more testosterone or women on average?
Probably men, but
it's definitely men.
Look, on average, I can't remember if it's 100 times or 1,000 times more testosterone that men produce than women do. But this is what we're getting at. Men, and what he's talking about, men produce the hormone testosterone. This governs why we have stronger bones, why we have stronger muscles. It also explains a lot of what feminists call the inequality in the world. I was touching on it earlier in the podcast. The hormone testosterone makes men more driven, more competitive, more aggressive. This is just built into the nature of reality, and it's what, factually speaking, like men are on average far stronger than women are. Doesn't mean women suck or that they're bad. It's just a difference between the sexes, and it's grounded in biological
Grid
reality.
One Motorsports donated $200. Anyone remember when Serena Williams got smoked by the lowest ranked male pro? Men are built for violence and action, women simply are not. Women will poison you in your sleep.
Wow.
Men will fight you.
Okay, thank you, Grid One.
Maybe.
I think one good example of this is that in a lot of sports, if we're looking at the Olympics, for example, I believe that this isn't across all sports, but I think if you look at high school boys, you compare the top tier of high school boys. Okay.
Loose Pussy Energy donated $200. Brian, gold top idiot pale blondie will not stop capping. She knows the truth but is on here in bad faith. Men are stronger in every way versus women. Time to Frank Castle.
He's talking about physical strength. Why are you pouting about that?
#
Okay.
I don't feel like
I was
thank
reading
you,
that
LPE.
Hold on. What'd you say?
I don't feel like it's a sign of weakness in women to admit that men are physically stronger.
No, of course not. It's just biological reality.
Yeah, and I think, like people have different strengths and weaknesses, no matter the gender, no matter the race, anything like that.
The point I was trying to make is that if you take, like, for example, with the 100-meter dash or whatever, you take races, you take swimming, all these sports, the world records in high school sports for boys, they would be gold medalists in female sporting events. Nick, did you have something for us to pull up?
Yeah, did you find the deadlifting records?
Yeah, this is the male deadlift.
Belongs to.
Really interesting.
So the male maximum deadlift record was set by Oleksiy Novikov of the Ukraine, who set a new world record by lifting 1,185
Nick, this isn't
pounds.
a comparison. You need to get the comparison.
Do you have the female numbers?
Okay.
The female record was 672 pounds. So the male record, that's an extremely impressive deadlift for a female, by the way. It's an impressive deadlift for a male too. The male deadlift record is almost twice as much as the female deadlift record.
Well, wasn't it 1,800 pounds?
It was 1,180 something pounds.
So it's double
like,
about?
Yeah, it's like
about
100,
the same for the
175%.
that we just looked at too. That statistic, it's about the same
Okay, so
in percent.
biologically speaking, are men physically stronger than women?
On average.
Go just say yes for them. They're just. It's not.
Why can't?
Wait.
But why can't you? Women are.
I'm so curious about this. We just showed you.
You asked for the stats.
In all due respect, we just showed you
You just have to
empirical
submit
evidence
to the men in the room.
No,
but
we're presenting just this is look.
Yes, and I accept these facts. I accept that these are
the
facts.
strongest woman in the world at deadlifting lifted almost like a little over half of what the strongest man in the world did. Like all of the men and women in the world, those are the two strongest, and the man was almost twice as strong. Like, would it not be fair to concede that men are on average stronger?
I think she's trying to say something and she's not properly able to say
How
it.
about let her speak? Let her speak.
What is it?
Go ahead.
It's like I can see that fact, and like I totally acknowledge that fact in this deadlift competition or comparison.
Or U.S. national women's soccer versus high school boys.
Do I need to find more metrics to build a more convincing case?
No, it's not about the case.
Wait,
You guys are cornering her. I don't appreciate how you guys are cornering her with this because she can't even answer the question. You're saying I'm not letting her speak.
I would like to make it
Just
clear.
let her speak.
I'm sorry. I do not feel cornered. This is a discussion, and I'm here to discuss.
Great.
I gotcha.
That's
Go ahead.
about
Go
her.
ahead. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
I can see in these situations that, in comparisons, that the men are stronger than the women. They are beating the women, but I don't know if. So who would win in a fight?
Nixman Full Tips donated $200. Why is it hard for these women to understand that men and women are different? Men are better than women in ways and women are better than men in other ways. It doesn't mean men are better or vice versa.
There's another one coming up that's about to fall off that I need to read, but I will let you come in because I know you're about to make your point.
And I want to hear
a real doc here. He says it's coming up in just a second. One sec, guys. Nix, thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate it, man. A real doc. Doctors' salaries are very dependent on their specialty and where they work. A male pediatrician will not get paid as much as a female neurosurgeon. Thank you, real doc. Appreciate that. Go ahead.
Sorry, the difference in strength.
Yeah, and you're saying in these different
Oh.
situations you conceded that men were stronger, but
Yes. I just don't feel comfortable saying that in general women are stronger or versus men are, being stronger, just because I don't know exactly what situation, what is stronger, what is not stronger. And I think it just,
let her finish.
because there's so much complexity in the argument. You're speaking in generalities.
There's not complex. Okay, if we took all the men in the world and we took all the women in the world and we were to add up their collective strength, and let's say
Can we do that though? Is the question.
no, you can't.
If you were to take
logistically
lions, lions.
That's why
Do you think that the male lions, the one with the manes, are stronger on average than the female lions, the one without the manes?
Well, why? Okay, I would like to ask.
Just
why are
on
you,
average.
I don't know anything about lions. I'm not a biologist.
I mean, you've seen them. Have you ever seen them in a zoo?
We can simplify it even further, okay? Look, almost every war, I would say probably every single war actually throughout human history, men have been conscripted by their countries to fight in the war. This isn't because of patriarchy, this isn't because of male-specific oppression or anything like that. The reason why men have always fought in wars is because every nation throughout the history of the world has had one goal in war, which is to win. And in order to win, we're talking life or death situations, like one country is invading another country, and that country that's being invaded needs to protect their people, otherwise they will die, get R-worded, pillaged, murdered, so on and so forth. Throughout all of history, men have always been sent to war because the countries wanted to win, and they knew that if they sent a bunch of women in there, they would get smoked. And this isn't commentary about women sucking or anything like that. It's just like everybody's always known, if you send women to fight, they're going to die. If you send men, you might have a good chance.
I would like to ask, didn't Spartan women, weren't they warriors in Spartan
women,
society?
that's a good question. And Spartan women actually prided themselves on not being warriors, but they were revered in their society for their ability to produce warriors. They viewed it as their mission and duty. It was their singular mission in life to give birth to warriors that could defend Sparta.
Okay, and then what about Amazonian women? Are they not? That's a matriarch.
You're talking about the exception. We're talking.
I don't know about Amazonian women. I don't know.
All three of us men here and some of the women here will concede there are women that are stronger than some men.
Yes.
There are women.
She can hip thrust more than probably 90% of dudes I know.
There are women that are stronger than men. However, generally speaking, do you acknowledge that there are differences? Do you acknowledge there are
physiological differences, yes.
Between men and women? Yes. Yep. And is one of those physical strength and muscle mass?
Bone density. Not a biologist.
And she's 19.
Have you in high school? Did you compete in any sports?
No.
Okay.
So I'm more than willing to admit what I do and don't know here, and that's what I'm trying to put across. Is like
if somebody told me 2 + 2 was 4, I wouldn't sit here and just be like, well, I'm not sure.
I don't know enough about it yet.
I don't know. I would be like, oh, thank you for letting me know that. Sure.
I haven't seen enough evidence that 2 + 2 is 4.
Why is it that in sport? In sporting events? Why is it separated between men and women? Why do you think that is?
I don't know, and I don't really like it. I like in my utopia that I described earlier. I would
rather
think
women be able to play football
and cool.
You'd rather women be able to play football against males in football and just get absolutely destroyed.
I'm not here to tell anybody what they can and can't do. If they have fun, the whole point of sports is to have fun and enjoy fun.
No, it's to
competition. It's fun competition. Because other than that, there's no point to sports. You just beating each other up.
It's to win, and if women were competing against men, we would always lose.
Why?
Every single time.
Because of men's...
Anatomically, we are weaker.
Well, what if they train twice as hard?
That's not how it works.
That's not reality. That's not biology.
I feel like black and white either. Sometimes it's stronger. It's like such a black and white conversation.
It's not a black and white conversation.
And there's no nuance to it because sometimes maybe there's a men against women and women will win, but it's just so...
Here. This might be able to get to the crux of it. So in Olympic, the 100 meter race, who's of the world records that have been set between men and women, who's faster?
Men. Is it men?
It's men. Okay. In swimming, who is faster, men or women?
Is it men? I don't, because
Nick, can you start pulling up Olympic world records?
No, if you say it's men, I'll believe you.
I think what you should look at too, right, is the strengths and weaknesses of both genders, right? Like if you look at women, right, they actually have more productivity in their frontal lobes, right, which allow for better empathy, delegation,
decision making.
Yeah, we can write better everything kind of in those terms, right? Men have physical strength.
I actually just don't even believe you at this point. I literally don't believe you. It's not possible at this point for you to even continue. At first I did. I was just maybe she's really stupid. But the thing is ultimately, I don't think that that's the case. I think that you at this point do know, or maybe you're just playing along. I don't know. But I don't think it's possible.
Okay, guys.
I feel like you could have a daughter her age and you're calling her stupid.
There's no possible way.
I don't know why you have to
just try to keep it.
There's no possible way at 19 years old you didn't know that generally men are stronger than women.
She's not politically versed, and she's not.
It's not a political issue. What political issue? It's the paint is white, and we're gonna argue. I don't get it.
I did just admit that I understand that there are physiological and beyond that differences between biological men and biological women.
It's fine because they'll clip you and make you look stupid.
Even
though you're 19 years old.
Grid 1 Motorsport
topic.
Hold on. I need to start getting through some of my show notes here because we've lingered quite long on this topic. I don't know if I want to say agree to disagree on this because there is the truth, there is fact, and the fact is that generally speaking, men are just stronger, physically stronger than women. Did you have something?
I just wanted to have him finish what he was saying about me and my arguments. I just would like to know how I can improve.
So in order to
let's try to keep it to less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably.
So in order to make it just at least an argument at all, we have to first agree with some type of descriptive reality. If we can't agree to descriptive reality, we can't even have an argument. It's so absurd that we can't agree to the descriptive reality on this topic. He's absolutely right. Just move on as fast as possible, because it's totally unproductive. Of course, men are on average stronger than women. Nobody would ever oppose this, right? I've never heard it in my life, ever. Never, not even once. This is the first time. So congratulations.
Wait, last thing on this.
I'm sorry. I also just find it fascinating because earlier in the conversation when we were talking about Marines, you were like, I like them.
No, I don't.
You didn't say that?
I like one.
Okay, but somebody made a comment about Marines and you're like,
Okay.
Like, in general. And there's a reason for that because they're studs. They're tough.
I've been trying to find this website for the past 20 minutes now. Nick, go to boysversuswomen.com.
What is this?
That sounds very weird.
This is male high school athletes versus female Olympians. Go ahead, Nick. Can you scroll it bigger?
No way.
Scroll it bigger.
Yep.
Scroll it bigger. Scroll it bigger. A little bigger, please. A little bigger, please. No. Stay up top. Let me read this. If boys win against the fastest women, is it fair for males to compete in female-only athletic events? So this is male high school athletes versus female Olympians. This would be their overall medal count if they were to compete against each other in the Olympics. Those are the medals that all the boys would win. That's how many medals the women would win. Scroll down.
The best female athletes in the world.
Okay, so this is track and field. 2016 high school boys versus 2016 Olympic women's finalists. Okay, so I think this is high school boys in the U.S. versus all women in the Olympics is the highest level of athletic competition. So this is the 100 meters. Scroll down, Nick. Wait, sorry, hold on.
Whoa.
100 meters. Hold on.
So for the 100 meters, the fastest boy would be 10 seconds and 10.44 seconds. The fastest woman would be 10.71 seconds.
So the fastest high school boys outcompete, there's 8 high school boys that outcompete the top women in the 100 meters, same with the 200 meters. Scroll down, Nick. And it says, hold on. None of the women's finals performances met the qualifying time to enter the boys' competition in high school. 400 meters, scroll down. Just a little more? Yeah, that's good. And then it's going to resort it. Okay, same with the 400 meters, same with the 800 meters. Scroll down. This is for track and field and swimming. Okay.
So the women actually beat the high school boys in the 5,000 meters.
Oh, I think there is actually something for long distance running in some competitions.
Yeah,
women
I think female muscle fibers are
edge out men
endurance sometimes.
Yeah. Next, scroll down.
Something
this
about
is
their metabolism.
The meter, the 400 meter relay, and then it's going to just resort everything. Okay, all right, there you go. Scroll down. Long jump, triple jump. So this is jump distance. Okay. All right. High jump, pole vault. Okay. Keep in mind, the blue is men, red is women. Shot put. Okay, let's do swimming. Scroll down. Okay, next. This is the freestyle.
Would you like to, are you showing me all of these to make your point?
Well, I mean, just across all the various different athletic...
Is the point made?
Or is this not convincing?
20 minutes
is this not convincing?
Wait, keep going. Hold on. What were you going to say?
I believed you 20 minutes ago about all of these specific, sports events and stuff like that, boys beating women and stuff like that. You didn't have to do this. I didn't ask for evidence in these specific situations.
No, but you did. You asked for stats.
I did ask for statistics on strength, but then again, we bring up what is strength.
Okay,
like
physical
strength. This.
Give us a definition of strength then that you think we would disagree with.
I guess the ability to fight or defend would be a good.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't
socially-
disagree. We wouldn't disagree that strength would be probably something which would be taken into account for fight or something like this. So
Yeah.
if you think that we would agree with you, generally speaking, on what you think strength is, I don't think we would disagree. Do you think we would disagree about what strength is, or?
I think there's just so many different ways to consider it, and like ways that we need strength. So like we need strength in this way for sports and stuff like that, but we need strength in a different way whenever it comes to defense or like defense of a household, self-defense situations
Yeah,
like
but
that.
with the strength that's required for like playing sports, right? Do you think that that's some kind of different type of strength than what's required for self-defense?
I don't think it's necessarily separate, but I would say it is different.
Well,
you know.
okay. What's the difference?
One, I said I'm not a biologist, so I can't tell you the physiological differences that it takes to fight someone versus to jump a hurdle, but it seems kind of obvious that there would be some sort of difference in the body parts that you would need to beat somebody up versus to jump over
So
a
in
hurdle.
all of those
Correct.
combinations of body parts that all those combination of people have for both sports and for self-defense, why in the world would you ever do anything but assume that men, generally speaking, are going to do better in all of those situations with all of those body parts just based on observable descriptive reality?
You said, why would I assume or why would I not assume?
Yeah, why would you not assume that? I mean, you have to start with an assumption.
Assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
Well, then you can't make an argument because an argument starts with an assumption.
Just out of curiosity.
It does start with
out of
a logical-
hold on,
it
hold on,
starts with
guys.
a logical
Hold on,
assumption that is
hold on. Out of curiosity, how many women at this table find strength to be an attractive quality in a man?
You're talking physical strength, right?
Physical?
Yes, physical strength. You find that to be an attractive quality in a man? Okay, just checking.
None of these like.
Well, but what
ripped
kind
up-
of strength is that? Is that shoulder strength, or is it knee strength, or is it shot put strength versus defensive strength? What kind of strength do you find attractive in a man?
The strength to defend me if the situation arises.
Oh.
Also, I like a man strong enough to carry me whenever I'm tipsy or something like that.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
Let me ask you,
do you so you guys all raised your hand saying that you find strength attractive in a man? Don't you think that's a bit oppressive towards weak men to have that preference? Is that the patriarchy that's giving you those preferences? Like,
No.
It's a
so
preference.
you guys have a preference, right?
Yeah.
Oppression.
Just like everyone has a preference.
I have a preference, but I don't like go around talking to everybody about how I hate the other people that I'm not attracted to. I'm like, oh, well, they're ugly. I'm not going to say
And
someone's ugly.
You guys do exactly that.
Yeah.
Do exactly what?
I'm
Say
never
that
going to
people
be
are
like,
ugly?
oh,
Yeah.
because I don't find you
I don't.
attractive. You must be so ugly that no one will ever like you.
I don't do
That's
that.
how people talk to me.
I've seen clips of
Sorry,
you
that sucks.
you do a lot of podcasts,
Oh.
so you might not remember. I've seen clips of you saying that
Saying
women are mainly you. I think.
oh, it's mainly me. Okay.
Yeah, saying that certain women are ugly. You're like,
I've never.
you're just not. You're
That's
not a 10.
literally fake.
You're not a 10.
He does say
No,
women aren't
I
10s
do say
because
women are
a lot
not
of
tens,
women
but
say
that doesn't
they're
mean
10s when
women
they're
are.
not.
That doesn't.
But it's like insinuating that.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should move on past this. I think we should start getting to some of these notes. We've talked about the physical strength stuff for like an hour.
But I've never called a woman on this podcast ugly. Please don't misrepresent or try to like fake news something that I've said. Be precise with your words. Yes, I have told women who claim to be 10s, they're not 10s.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I'm calling them ugly,
Yeah,
though.
I've certainly never called any woman on this podcast ugly either.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. Glad we established that. Do you want to start on the notes? I think we should get back to this.
I can
we
be
have
the
one
first
chat.
if it'd make you guys feel better.
The real Mr. Meatball, I respect girl who's arguing here, not backing down, but you got to concede this one, got to be able to listen to facts and change your mind.
I think I was able to change my mind per se. I did end up conceding with you guys that
Took about an hour.
What did you concede?
Took about an hour.
there are physiological differences between biological men and biological women.
But I think that was your position to begin with, right?
That's
No, her position was that she would have to see the data in order to determine whether or not men or women would be stronger. That was her original position. And now she's conceding that on average men are stronger than women, correct? Biological men
On average,
That's what
are
you
men
said, yeah.
stronger than women?
In most things, most being 51%.
Oh my God.
Kill the pride. You don't have to double down. Nobody's going to shame you for it. The truth is there. we've been listening to it for an hour.
Saint_Easy donated $200. Men tend to be more psychically powerful. Women tend to be more socially powerful. Women in America are not oppressed. LOL.
At some point during the show, I would love to hear more from this side of the panel as well.
I'm gonna try to get into my notes here, but okay.
Not on this subject.
On average, are men more physically strong than women?
On average, based on the population, numbers in the population, I could say more than likely.
Okay, well.
That's the closest that I'm probably going to.
Okay, moving on. All right, moving on. Okay.